Hello there. What I'm going to talk about today is how to name your lawn mowing business in 4 easy steps. Now, after spending the last 30 years building and selling lawn mowing businesses, I have learned that naming your business is one of the most important decisions that you could make. If you get this wrong, it could hinder your chances of you ever growing a successful lawn mowing business. Now, what name should you use for your lawn mowing business? Well, for starters, your name should be easy to remember, easy to spell. It needs to be available, so no one else has taken it, and it needs to be not similar to anybody else's name. It also helps to have your main service in your name. Your name should ideally relate to the service that you provide. So choosing the right name for your lawn mowing business is more of an exercise in avoiding mistakes that can damage your chances of your business ever growing. So you need to know what not to do. I'll also give you a few places that you can go to get name ideas in the next lesson. Now, some questions that you will need to answer when choosing a name. The first two things to determine when deciding on your business name is, will you ever be selling your lawn mowing business? And do you have plans for world domination? Now, if you're happy to keep your business small, and are you happy to keep it in the same area for the life of your business? I'm not trying to be funny here, but you will have to think about these questions, and they may sound a bit odd, but there's a method behind the badness. Now, if you ever are to consider selling your business, don't name it after yourself. Having a business that's named after yourself is going to make it hard to sell. McDonald's may be able to get away with it, but you're going to find it a lot harder. And you also need to decide what kind of format you're going to have for your business. Are you going to grow it past a one-vehicle business? Do you have any intentions of operating in any other places than where you're currently working? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you shouldn't have the suburb or town in your name either. If you started another business half an hour away from where you lived, you probably wouldn't want your current suburb in the name of your business. Now that we've discussed some of the pitfalls of using your name or your location, we'll talk about a few things that you should do. Make your name easy to remember. Test it with your family and friends. Ask them what they think about the name, and then ask them a couple of days later and see if they remembered the name that you told them, because you do want a certain amount of stickability. Now, another thing about when coming up with a name, don't try to be smart and spell a name using another letter, like lawns with a Z. You'll make it harder to find your business, because people will go on to a directory, or they'll go online and they'll search for your business. Your business may be called Budget Lawns with a Z, but they're going to type it in with an S, so it's going to make it harder to find your business. Something else that you should do is put your main service in your name, like the word lawns or the word lawn mowing, and then anybody looking at your business name is going to instantly know what you do, and there'll be no confusion. I like to use a rule of thumb that your name and logo should be easy to read and clearly indicate what you do when somebody's looking at it from across the street and they're looking at your vehicle. As a sign writer, I know that this is important. Have you ever driven behind a van and looked at the sign writing and you don't have a clue what the business does? Don't be that guy. Sometimes a name can imply something else, like it can mean two things, or it can be offensive. Don't do this either. I knew a guy who called his business Up Your Grass. I couldn't believe it when he told me the name of his business, and he was around for less than 6 months. I think the name had a lot to do with that. Another thing to watch out for is a name that has a double meaning. I worked with a guy once, and his business was called Shortcuts, and that kind of gives the customer a mixed message. Does he cut lawns super short, or does he take shortcuts when he's mowing the lawn? Neither of them are good, and that business did all right, and it's still around today, but I wonder whether it would have done better with another name. So now you know what to avoid and what to aim for. Let's move on to the next video, and this is going to help you come up with some name ideas.